For the first 5 to 6 minutes, I'll ask you to kind of chill out between these two front pillars, since again, the best view would literally be right down the middle. So try to squeeze in between these two pillars as best you can and against the railing. If you guys decide to take your photos, again, I want you guys to please be considerate towards others and give them the space to walk around you. So spend the first 5 to 6 minutes during the show just kind of taking the sights, taking the show. And whenever it's time for you guys to start walking, you're going to see a light, green, flashing light around that corner of the cistern. That is a very clear invitation for you guys to start making your way on. Just about to go ahead and make an announcement letting you guys know to the point. So stay there.
It's the latest story that I know is the one that I'm supposed to go out with. Help. In the beginning. Do you remember the crash? It was hard in the way that everything is. First, the wind. The sky turned purple. Then an even more violent wind ripped off rooftops and pretzeled the stop sign posts. You can't possibly keep the light goes out. Oh no. Why should it all end like this? For someone who had been loved so much.
Alright guys, now's the perfect time to start making your way around the space. Wave those screens, turn blue, make your way towards the front. But take your time, walk at your pace. Thank you, and enjoy.
I'll show you. What's real? We tried to make friends without defending. prefers we work off. Sometimes 221 columns, cement board, concrete formed. It hurts. It keeps hurting. I'm sorry. Please let me know when you've had enough. Don't you know that? I breathe your name in every exhalation. I feel like I used to know. But anytime we look, the party is somewhere else. Because you're just a little guy. quest for fame, like athletes in a game. We break our collarbones and come up swinging. Some of us are down, some of us are ground. Some of us are lost and never found, but most of us leave it all. It's the latest one, and I know it's the one I'm supposed to go out with. It's the latest one, and I know it's the one I'm supposed to go out with. Stars, they come young, they come fast and they come slow. It's the latest story that I know it's the one I'm supposed to go out They go like the last light of the sun. But most have seen it all. If you could do it again, yeah, without a second thought. Even after all your fur has been ripped off.
questions about the cistern or about the show, now's the perfect time to ask. Any questions? I'm not entirely sure. Hopefully next year. But it's going to be closer to maybe fall season. Hopefully. Any other questions?
If you guys happen to enjoy.
I can stay there all day.
My name is Douglas, you guys know that. I'm your tour guide. I can be the one to escort you out at any point in time you need to take a breath of fresh air. Just suggest you guys don't necessarily mind any levels that you guys decide to produce, but in order to get the most out of the experience, this environment requires some amount of silence inside. So if you guys want to enjoy the show, I would encourage you to kind of keep your voice down to a minimum or be whisper, kind of like the same tour that we had last time. Same rules apply, everything else. So, the Buffalo Bayou Park Cistern had commissioned Rachel Rossin to design this piece, which is loosely based on and inspired by the Velveteen Rabbit, as aforementioned in the previous one. So, based off of the Velveteen Rabbit. If you're unfamiliar with this story, it's basically a children's story that revolves around a toy plush bunny that was given away to a relatively sick child. As the child progressively gets better over the years, kind of like the love and affection that was poured into the rabbit made it one come to life, then also left it in a bit of an existential crisis because after so many years of wear and tear, it was on the verge of being disposed of. So during this very brief epiphany, the rabbit started asking itself, after all I lived, after all I loved, am I not real? So this is the question that Rachel Rossin wants you guys to ponder as you're making your way around the entire length of the perimeter of the cistern. That is how this tour would usually work. As your tour guide, since I'm more familiar with the cistern and I'm familiar with where the speakers are going to be located, it's basically my job to place you guys along the speakers as best I can. Otherwise, thanks to that echo inside the cistern, it's going to get really loud and it's going to get really distorted thanks to that echo. So in order to get the most out of the experiences so you can actually hear what's going on throughout the piece, really the best spot to be will be on top of the speakers as they're activated one after the other throughout the piece itself. That was kind of Rachel Rossin's way of kind of her guiding you guys throughout the piece. So since this is a relatively small group, what I'm willing to do for you guys is that I can give you guys the liberty and the freedom to walk at your own pace and at your own rhythm, so long as you guys can do me two things, or do me two favors basically. That you guys can follow instructions, and two, that you guys behave while inside the system. In concept?
Yeah.
So the instructions will be as follows. As mentioned before, typically I would be the one to kind of guide you guys around the piece, but I'm letting you guys walk at your own pace. I will remind you that the show basically runs on a timer, meaning that after a specific amount of time, regardless of where you guys are at, you will be left in the dark. In order to avoid you guys kind of wandering around in the dark, not like you can get lost in there, but still, it's a safety issue. In order for you guys to prevent getting stuck in the dark, the show has LED screens that will be projecting the story as you're walking along the perimeter of the cistern. But keep in mind that when you only have minutes to make it back towards the front, these screens will turn a bright, vibrant electric blue. Whenever you see these screens turn that bright, vibrant electric blue, kind of think of it as kind of like the blue screen of death, or like whenever the VHS isn't working. Whenever you see this blue screen of death, I want you guys to start making your way towards the front. You literally could have spent the entire tour right here at the front. It unfortunately matters little in regards to the safety of the tour. You can literally spend the entire day here, regardless of where you end up. When those screens turn blue, I want you guys to turn around and make your way towards the front. Doesn't matter what corner you're in. This corner, that corner, that corner, that corner. Blue screens, make your way towards the front. That way it makes my life a little bit easier so I can expel you guys out through the same way you guys came in. Alright? So, any cameras or anything like that you guys may have, I don't necessarily prohibit the use of flash, but it's not necessarily the most recommended. So whenever we head inside, I'll encourage you to take out your phones, take out your cameras. If you guys can tolerate the flash, I will let you guys use your flash, no issues with that. But if you guys kind of have a sensitivity to light, especially in that dark environment, the last thing I want you guys to do is kind of flashbang and kind of blind each other as you're trying to take photos or trying to enjoy the show. So if you have it on, but you know that somebody else has like photosensitivity, go ahead and turn off the lights. Or, yeah, any other notifications you guys have? Same thing on your phones, nothing like that? go ahead and do me a favor, go ahead and turn them on. More so for your guys' entertainment, not for mine, right? So, and as we step inside,